Bum, 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 bum. Living by yourself. Ooh, the piano. It feels like they don't really fit into the genre. Alright, here we go. Here it is. This is what everyone has been waiting for, myself included. Sorry for the delay in videos. I put my first video up, the reaction to anime songs. It was like 3 songs. Sony Music in Japan decided to copyright the video, and I put in a dispute. I disputed it, and they instantly, instead of just saying no, which is normally the process, they were just like, copyright strike, DMCA claim. They made it like a legal matter. I was like, what the hell? And then I looked into it, and I was like, oh, apparently this is really like common when you deal with Japanese intellectual property, just because I guess in that country they don't really have a doctrine of fair use. So sorry, I'm an American, and we do have fair use, so I'm going to fight that one for sure. It's weird how they can enforce their law over a citizen of a different country, and YouTube allows that, especially being an American company. I don't know, it's weird. I don't want to bore you guys with all that, but it caused a panic for me, and then I was just like, I don't even know if this channel is worth pursuing if I'm gonna have to deal with Japanese laws attacking me all the time. But from what I've seen, a lot of other YouTube channels that do similar content, they're still around, they've gone through the same problems, so I figure, hey, if they can fight it and get through it, then so can I. So here we are, back in action. But yeah, anyways, if you want to check out the full reaction to this video, I'm going to put it up on Patreon as usual if I have to cut anything out. I'm also starting an anime reaction series over there. So I'm starting with a show called Bocchi the Rock. I guess it's about a guitar player, so it seemed appropriate. That's also up over there. When I'm done with the whole season, I'll put in a one big video and then I'll drop that on YouTube. So if you want to wait to see it, then it'll be on YouTube eventually. If you want to start watching it now, it'll be over there every episode on Patreon. Anyways, the poll I took, it looked like there were a few big winners. The last video I did was the Chainsaw Man video. And now this video, I'm going to listen to all of the Black Clover openings. I don't know anything about Black Clover. I never even heard of it before until everyone started recommending it in the comments of the first video. And so, yeah, I don't know. I guess there's 13 openings, which is insane. Because Chainsaw Man, there was 1 opening and then 12 endings. So it was still 13 songs, but this one is 13 openings? I don't even know. Do they also have different endings? That'd be crazy. But yeah, I don't know. So far, the music's been absolutely phenomenal, and all the other stuff I've listened to, so I'm excited to see this one. This one was highly recommended. So I'm wondering if it's like a lot more heavy musically. I'm not sure, but we're going to check it out. And hopefully this doesn't turn into another legal battle. Just trying to share my excitement for this content with other fans. I don't know what the problem is, Japan. I guess it's not Japan as a country. It would be the company in Japan. Anyways, I don't know. Whatever. It's just a different culture, I guess. So we're going to check this out. Black Clover openings 1 through 13. I found a video from Crunchyroll that has all of them in one video, so we're just gonna give that one a go. I'll put a link for that in the description if you want to check it out as well. Anyways, let's hop right in. Okay, so here we are. This is the first song. I guess it's opening one, called Haruka Mirai or Mirai. Okay, in Chainsaw Man, I was naming all the songs. So I actually, I thought the artist name was the song name, so people have corrected me on that. Correct me again if I'm wrong here, but I'm assuming the opening is called Haruka Mirai, unless that's the artist name. And then I just totally screwed that up, but I'm sorry. I apologize. All right, so we're gonna hop right in, check it out. Here we go. Song number 1. Okay, so that's already cool. It's very, very bass heavy. That's one thing I've been noticing in a lot of these songs. The bass is getting a lot of love, which is cool because I'm not used to that. I'm used to the bass player kind of just like hanging out in the background, carrying the rhythm, not doing a whole lot of cool stuff. So that's one thing I've really been appreciating about this so far. All right. Oh, it's very riffy. Very cool. That's cool. It's a good loop they got going there. Okay. Dude, that bass though is just it's just like it doesn't stop. It's not just following the chords, it's like doing its own thing. And that's been really cool. So far, I think the thing that's been standing out is I like the guitar riff, I like the distortion on that, obviously, and then the bass is really just carrying the whole thing for me. Singer's good, obviously, but not really taking the spotlight from my brain. Oh, dude, that walk down is freaking sick. I love that. That was definitely cool. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. That bass though. Dude, dude, this bass player is ripping right now. I think the guitar is doing a lot too, but like I'm just so not used to hearing that kind of bass playing in a rock song that like my ear is just, I don't know, like if you listen to a band called Rush, the bass player Geddy Lee, it's very similar, right? It's a rock band and the bass is just so freaking good, and it's not like your standard bass playing, right? Like you can understand, like if you listen to like I don't know, Marcus Miller or Jaco or Victor Wooten, or you know, these like renowned bass players, or N-Hop. I don't know if you're into jazz or anything, but like these are like some really good bass players, and so naturally when you listen to their music, the bass is going to sit up front, and that's kind of like the spotlight instrument of whatever the song is or the album. But right now the bass player is, it's kind of reminding me of like Geddy Lee and Rush, where like it's not in the front as like the main thing. Obviously the singer is the main thing, but there's so much going on that it's extremely entertaining. It's very pleasing to the ear, and it's very impressive, honestly. It has like a galloping feeling without the galloping. So on guitar, you're like, it's called galloping. And it has that feeling. I think the drums were creating that feeling, but you're not, the guitar and the bass weren't the ones actually doing it. So that's interesting. I love that riff. But that walk down, the dun-dun, or I don't even remember. But that walk down that happened earlier was just probably my favorite part of the song. And then the bass player by far is just really just so good. It's so good. All right, cool. Black Clover, opening 1. Definitely thank you for recommending that. That's definitely pretty cool. Okay, so number 2, oh my gosh, we have 13 songs we're gonna get through, is called Paint It Black. Okay, I'm thinking these are the names of the songs and not the artists. Paint It Black? Come on, you can't tell me that's the name of the... Maybe it is, I don't know. But this one's gonna start right now. Okay, all right, Paint It Black, Black Clover, opening number 2. Let's see if it's any different. Chainsaw Man was cool because the endings were all super different from one another, and from what people were saying in the comments, they did tend to follow the emotion of the show. I don't know, I'll watch the show eventually. So I'm wondering how the opening works. Is the opening gonna lead you into like picking up from where the last episode left off emotionally, or is it throwing you in, or is it just kind of more random? Another thing I'm curious about is I was told that there's usually a new opening for every season, or between 12 and 16 episodes. So I'm wondering, does this show have like, my goodness, like hundreds of episodes? Or is this another one of those Chainsaw Man things where it's like a new opening for every episode and it's a shorter series? I don't know. I probably could have looked that up on Google myself. But since we're here, you might as well be able just tell me in the comments, please. Thank you. Rocky, I already hear the like that buildup that's about to come in. I wonder if people recommended this to me because they thought this was metal, or if this was like the closest thing to metal that they can show me. I'm not sure, because so far it's rock. It's not like it's not a heavy metal kind of sound, but it's still very enjoyable. I do like it for sure, and that distortion is obviously something that I dig. So that is cool. There's that bass again. So the guitar just and just kind of let it ring and die out, and then here's the dude. The bass. I'm telling you, there must be like a fascination with bass. And actually, it's hard. I don't want to do a broad stroke. In terms of like, oh, Japanese music is just all about bass, like, because that's probably obviously not the case. It's just so far the anime songs I've been hearing, they've been very bass intensive in a good way, not like in a poppy way in the West, or I should say in America. The bass is usually more of like a way to kind of get you to bob your head. It's more of it fills in the atmosphere of the speakers, right? Like the music sounds like more, it bumps, right? Whereas in here, it's more of like, there's a lot more runs. It's not so just like rhythmic, you know, which is something that I'm really digging. I love how they in the vocal, there was like a part where she's like da 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 da, and then in the mix they pulled it back. There was like a what's the word? It's kind of like a retro effect that you can throw on, but it was cool how they played with that, because usually you can hear in mixes there's panning that's going to be on like your left and your right, but here it sounded like they threw in the effect where it shot the vocal up front and then it kind of sucked it back with the snare, where the snare sits in this mix, very in the back, kind of hollow. I really like that. That was cool. Just ripping hard. Oh my gosh. The guitar, it's weird. The guitar is kind of like chaotic right now in the mix. It's very noisy. Nothing's really standing out except her vocals up front and then an occasional bass line. But the way the drums and the guitar are really like bleeding into each other. Sorry, I just punched the mic. And it's interesting. It gives it a bit of a chaotic feeling, and it's definitely feeling very like punk rocky right now. I thought there was gonna be a da 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 da. I thought there'd be like a walk down, but hey, it's okay. They didn't do it. Hey, they're allowed to do whatever they want. They get their creative freedom as an artist. It's very bouncy. It's the kind of thing you should see like a bunch of people jumping up and down to at a concert, you know? Ooh, I like that abrupt end. Da 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 da. That chugging that they've done is pretty cool. It just kind of leads you in, and then they just ended it. That was a nice touch. I like that. And that's the end of that song. Okay, cool. So that was opening number 2. Very punk rocky. If I had to choose between 1 and 2, I like 1 better. 2 was still good. I think her vocals stood out to me more than the first one. But the bass in song number 2, I think, was just as busy as bass in song number 1. They were just going off. So far, the first 2, the bass is what's really stood out to me. I think the first song was a little more rocky. This one was definitely a bit more punk. Still rock though. So, but I like it. Good stuff. Interesting. Okay. I wonder if this theme is going to carry on though for all of them, because it doesn't sound like there was a big difference between 1 and 2. Like in Chainsaw Man, the endings, they were drastically different from one another. Okay, here we go. Opening number 3. Black Rover. Here we go. Jumping in now. Oh, okay. Nice little piano. Okay, that was very dissonant. It started out lovely and then it got a bit dissonant. I wonder if they went into like a diminished area. Right, if it stayed just kind of like consistent with like a happy melody, right? Something that would resolve properly. Very cool. I love this image right now. A 3-eyed skull monster with horns. How sick is this? All right, let's see where it goes. It sounds like it was about to just kick off though and get pretty heavy. That was sick. There's a guitar player named Buckethead who does a lot of that. Like it sounds like you're turning off the signal on the guitar. That's what this sounded like. Very cool. That's cool. I hope this plays with some of those dynamic aspects. The other two songs I don't think were super dynamic in the way that this one sounds like it's gonna play with a lot of the dynamics of music. I know the beginning had a piano, but I was just thinking that was more of an intro. I didn't know the piano was actually like part of the group that's gonna stay in the mix. It's really sitting in the back of that mix there. Yeah, these are very punky, these songs. They're very part, which is an interesting choice. But obviously that part of the song, it went like a nice piano opening. It kicked up in the energy level, and then it kind of mellowed out, and the guy kind of sang, and then the piano sat further up than the guitar. The guitar was still getting busy, but now I think the mix is gonna switch. Oh, I love that. That little like, it's kind of a bluesy walk down. Very cool, very emotional. It's a good melodic line to have in a song when you want to resolve emotionally in a more somber kind of tone. Is that you're walking down. I think it's a chromatic. No, I don't think it is a chromatic walk down. I think you're walking down in the scale. So it's not note by note, but it's more like I think what is it? It's gonna be like 6, 5, A, G. Yeah, because that's another one that I like is there's like let's see, it's B minor, A. The piano on. That was sweet. I love that. There we go. That's a metal riff. Chugalicious. Okay. That was cool. That was cool. I like that chugging at the end. I like it. I like it. That was good. The piano was nice. That was a nice touch. That was different. Didn't expect that. In the beginning, you know, I was like, okay, cool, there's a piano, but I thought it was just gonna be an intro, but it stayed. So obviously that's part of the band. I like that. I like that a lot. Did I like that the most? I don't know. I still think number 1 is my favorite. I should do a video. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. Should I do videos where I rank these as well? Like I do, my favorite openings from a show, or maybe I get a bunch of shows and then I like rate them from like S to F or something. I don't know. Let me know. Okay. Song number 4, not even halfway through. Number 4 is Guess Who Is Back. I don't know. You tell me. Let's find out. Coming really hard. And like kind of like rocking out, swinging forth, maybe spinning his guitar around. You know, it's that kind of sound going on. There's not a whole bunch going on from a guitar perspective. So far, the bass has been carrying it. The singers have been great. Frequency levels, and then where the instruments are sitting. Oh yeah. Okay, this is already my favorite. So far, number 4 wins. Oh man, those vocal lines. Oh, you're gonna get me every time. Anytime you get like a good riff, whether it's from the guitar, piano, singer, whatever in the opening, I'm a sucker for that. I am a freaking hardcore sucker for that. And I already love this song. I love it. I'm going on, and they kind of got like a little kind of a hip-hoppy like yelling thing. Let's see what happens. Is it gonna turn into a Linkin Park song? I don't know. It kind of feels like where it's going. Oh, I called it! Oh, I could just tell. I could just freaking tell. Oh yeah, that was so Linkin Park. Okay, this is cool. Dude, that is such a sick riff. Oh my gosh, the drums are going off. That guitar riff is sick right now. That's going off, and then it's just wow. This is the most creative I think that I've heard so far. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite. Right now, it takes the cake. It kind of has that line. There's a song called Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. Check it out. It's a really good song. That's what that riff reminded me of. There's a little bit of lead. Dude, there's so many musical artists that are just the inspirations that I'm hearing are just completely shining through right now. And I love it. I love how it's not like they just have one like artist that you can just kind of pinpoint. There's so many that are just screaming right now. The bass right now is very basic, like I would expect in most songs. It's just chugging along. Chugga chugga, chugga choo choo. I love how the singer doesn't, it feels like they don't really fit into the genre. Like they're great, the melody matches the key, but it almost sounds like they're in a different genre, and then they mixed it together. It's so creative. I love it. Oh, okay, so cool. So cool. Love it. That was good. Oh man, opening 4, definitely my favorite. The most dynamic, the most creative, the most genres I think mixed together in one. It wasn't super like genre different, but I heard a bit of like, there was some hard rock in there. There was a bit of obviously a little bit of hip hop, some mixed in like kind of like EDM-y, a little bit, not too much, not as much as I thought it was going to be, but it's good. I think the main, and then the riff, it was, oh man, that riff was just so cool. And then it never came back. Maybe in the full version. People have been telling me that there's full versions to these songs. These are just the intros. The full version might be portions and movement in the arrangements, like the walk down, some of the bluesy runs, but nothing unique to that I feel like I haven't heard before. Right? I'm not saying I've heard this before, but it's nothing that stands out so very cool, and throwing my expectations off a bit, which is nice because obviously I have a bias and expectations have been seated in my head from what I'm used to, and this is definitely not it, and I love it. I love the change. Okay, we're gonna listen to opening number 6 called Rakugaki Page. No idea what that means either, but let's find out. Here we go. Number 6. I love how so far in almost all these songs, I feel like the guitar is distorted, but it's so trebly that the bass player actually fills in the bass portion in the mix of where the guitar would also sit normally if it was equalized without having so much of the low end completely eliminated. And I find that fascinating to listen to, because the guitar as a treble instrument, right? It's in the treble frequencies, is literally only sitting in that region. And the bass is literally filling in what other bass tones you would expect or frequencies. And they're not doing the same thing. So it's kind of throwing me off, because when you listen to a guitar that's fully EQ'd with your low ends in there, it kind of fills that in. But they completely rip that out, and the guitar just sits in its own space, and the bass is sitting in its other space, and they're doing different things, but together, and it's really, really interesting. Oh, and it sounds like they actually panned it, where I think the guitar is in my right ear and the bass side's in my left. So I mean, there's maybe a little mix in the middle, but like it's really panned out, which is, oh, this is really interesting to listen to. This bass is getting busy though. Yeah, and then his voice is sitting right in the middle. That's so cool. You have to listen to this where you can hear the left and right, because the right side has like its own song going on and the left side has its own, and then the singer is just uniting them right down the middle, and it's so cool. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. And the bass player's getting busy. So is the guitar player. He's not just strumming chords. I think the bass player is carrying the chord progression more than the guitar player. The guitar player is just kind of playing in key, and the bass player is keeping the chord progression and then throwing a little bit of licks here and there, which is also interesting. There's not a bunch of strumming going on like in the other songs. There's that bass. Oh, that was sick. It's just the same thing. Doesn't seem like much has changed. That's cool. That was a nice little change. It felt kind of like it just stayed doing what it was doing for half of that song. And then it... Okay. I think that song, the coolest thing to me was the mix, more than even the music. I think the mix and whatever that engineer did was the right choice. Very cool, very interesting. I don't know if you get the full... I'd be interested to hear that. Oh my gosh, I've been playing this whole time with my speakers on. Hopefully that doesn't throw off the video. Anyways, that was opening number 6. The mix was cool. Number 6 with the mix. So stupid. Now we're gonna go to opening number 7. We are now halfway through all of these, and this one is called Just a Dice. Just a Dice. Oh, just add ice, but it's spelled as one word. That's interesting. Just add ice. Okay. I wonder what that could mean. Just add ice. So is it too hot and you add ice to cool it down? So is this going to be like a crazy song? It's like a fiery song. Oh, that'd be cool if that is. All right, let's see. Okay, that's cool because everything's doing the same thing rhythmically. The singer, the bass player, the guitar player, the drummer, they're all doing that bump 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 bump. So that's different because all the other ones, everyone was just kind of doing their own thing, and now they're all like, "No, what? We're all gonna do the same thing." And it's cool. It's a good line. That whole opening part, everything followed the same thing rhythmically. That is so cool, and they pulled it off it was so tight. It's hard to do that. I mean, obviously, when you're recording, you have as much time as you need to get the takes, and you can mix it up and put it together. I'm curious to see how they pull that off live. Because all the other songs, like everything was kind of doing its own thing as long as they were like staying together melodically. But when you're all following the same rhythmic pattern, and a lot of the tonality was the same too, you got to be tight to pull that off. I'm sure they do, obviously they're professionals, but that was very, very cool, very satisfying. Full, it's so full, I love it. But they started out dun 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 dun, and then like, oh, and then now they're all kind of off doing their own little thing, which is cool. And then I'm sure they're gonna come right back together. Oh, their pauses more, you know, which is cool. I love that. I love the whenever a stop is thrown in, it kind of throws you off and then like captures you back. It really keeps your attention, and it gives you this sense of satisfaction that you just don't always get. Said Black Clover. Okay. Was that no, that song, it was called Just Add Ice, not Black Clover. Oh, and there's a three-eyed skull with horns again. Is that like a common theme in the show, this skull? Because if it is, that would be sweet. I'm probably gonna have to watch this show too. It just, the visuals so far have just been really cool. Also, it seemed like there's a lot of fighting. a lot of sword fighting. Not guns, just swords and knives. Okay, that was opening number 7, and now we have opening number 8 with the three-eyed Viking helmet skull, called Sky and Blue. A little bit of that started playing already. It sounds like there's a bit of piano and drum, so that's an interesting start. Let's hear how it goes. Here we go. There was actually no piano. That was a high note on a guitar that I heard. Not a piano at all. Okay. This is more of the sound I was expecting for a guitar, where it's EQ'd out, where you hear all the frequencies. It's sitting well in the mix. It's still clearly in the treble, but it's not as thin. And this mix is very full, but it's sitting where it's kind of like oil and water, where the glass is full, but there's a clear difference between like where the things are sitting. And the same engineer for these songs. Like, are these songs, I wonder if they were commissioned specifically for this show? Because I'm starting to notice that now in the last couple songs, now that I've been aware of it, is there's things sitting left and right. It's like more poppy rock. We've left the punk realm and gotten into like more poppy poppy rock. And the bass player is just following the vocal melody. Bum, 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 bum. But he was sliding into it wah, 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 with the singer. So, okay, cool. It's a little more mainstream, I think, to change keys. I wonder if that was a key change. I don't know. I don't have perfect pitch. So, like, when I hear stuff, I couldn't tell you. I'm not Charlie Puth or whatever.
That's an E flat.
Hitting my, punching my desk. Oh, wow, that was an A sharp. But yeah, I like this change, this emotional change right now. And it fits the theme of what I'm looking at. So it's like, it looks like there's some sunset going on and it changed into that. So that was actually kind of a cool touch. I like this ending more than the first part of the song. This song wasn't as strong for me, honestly. Opening 8, Sky and Blue, not bad, but definitely probably at the bottom of the list for me so far. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to get to see what the title is for number 9. Okay, opening 8, not my favorite, but not bad. Not a bad song. Okay, this one is called, obviously, opening 9, Right Now. Right now! There's a flowers in the beginning. Let's see, if there's 9 out of 13 episodes, I would imagine in the storytelling from the writing perspective, now would probably be a scene for either a relationship struggling, coming back together. No, not yet. Probably either a relationship struggling or a loss of something. That's what I would think would be going on. Maybe the flowers are touching that. Or maybe they should have established if there's any sort of like relationship going on. There's probably, I don't know. I'm not sure. I wonder too. I'm actually interested now that I'm going to start watching the anime. If the writing goes around my expectations too, from like a Western writing, storytelling like beat. Oh, they're getting totally different than everything else that has been going on. There's like no guitar. It's just full on electronic club. It's kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie. Singer's good technically, but the line is kind of weak. It's just, I don't know, the vocal melody's not doing it for me on this one. Sorry, everyone. I think it's also hard to sing with all the chaos going on musically. It's just so clubby, EDM-y, fast movement. That's challenging to have a little more of those, like the registers to just lift up a bit more. And since it was kind of staying in this one like region melodically, and maybe that's what it was. Because when she started going da 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 and like kind of going up a bit, it made me feel better. Now she's kind of back in that range again where I'm a little with the melody of whatever's going on in the background with that synth. That it's just, there's a lot of like wah, 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 like envelope opening, right? That's just like, I think taking my attention away from the singer. So I'm more interested in that, which isn't probably ideal. I don't think you probably want the singer to sit in front and at the top of the melodic pile for your interest. Okay. The last couple songs were a little bit of a letdown, not gonna lie. Again, not bad musically, just not as interesting as some of the other stuff that we heard already. Okay, so that was number 8. Huh. No, that was number 9. This is, okay, that was number 9. I was confused. Wait, no, 8 and 9 were the ones that I thought were kind of mid. Yeah, I don't know. That one was funky. That one didn't really have any guitar going on, so that was definitely a change from everything else. So, I don't know. It was whatever. Not my top picks. Okay, opening number 10. Get near the end. We got 4 more for you. This one's called Black Catcher. It looked like in the visuals though from the last one, like there was a wedding going on. So maybe this will be the episode where everything falls apart. Not sure, but let's hear how the music lines up with it. I guess now that I think about it, the melody the energy from the last song, number 9, might have been more of like a celebratory kind of episode story-wise, just because of the mood. So then this one might be the lost one, because I'm already seeing like someone falling into a dark void. So that's never good. It's always a depressing sign, and I think the music might follow. Wait, it's like, wait, what? that piano melody was very somber, and now it's like da, 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 da. It's like all happy, swingy now. Okay, it went from somber to happy. I'm confused. Good singer, very good singer. Already, right off the bat. Music, rhythmically, it's catchy. Melodically, not so much. Singer, awesome. Yeah. These progressions are kind of all over the place, and I love it. Very cool. Very cool. And the music's matching the visuals very well. It's doing a good job at capturing the color, and I'm believing the theme with what I'm hearing. Although I am interested to know what happened with like that somber opening to this very happy, like swingy, like pickup. That's a hard note to hit that guy's going up there. It's like really getting up there, man. Like a breakdown. There was some places I wanted the song to go that it didn't go though, so it's kind of leaving me hanging a bit. But that could just be my bias too. Okay, that was a very interesting ending. I wonder if these are full songs and they're fitting them into the opening, because it can only be like a minute and a half, I think, from what I've seen so far. And like every opening I've looked at is like a minute and 30 seconds. Maybe they have to end it in a certain way. It's just a little like unnatural. That makes me wonder too, are they taking pieces of songs, or are they taking the whole song and like doing a really good job at mixing, like chopping it up and piecing it together to where it feels like it's coherent, but it's not how the full song actually plays out? I don't know. Or are they just taking like a course or something from somewhere? No, because it leads into a course. Interesting. I actually wonder how they piece that together. If there's a full song, how they get the intro version. Anyways, okay. I was opening 10. Interesting. I liked it rhythmically a lot. I liked the visuals. They were very cool. And the singer, very good. Hitting some high notes there. Very hard to reach. So good vocals for sure. Very talented. Okay, opening number 11. This one's called Stories. Here we go. It's got like the guy with the talk box in the background. He's like a talk. Okay, it didn't drop as hard as I wanted. It kind of kept the same energy. Normally when you're building up and then you slam, like you want it to slam and just explode, right? So it's kind of like you're going up, you drop the hammer, and then boom, you know? This one just kind of went up. That's like really kind of like the bass drum. It's like they added some, it kind of sounds like a drum machine, even though I don't think it is. Okay. That was cool. Good song. Again, it didn't have like a lasting thing melodically, but not bad. I mean, obviously these musicians are tight, they're professional, they're good at writing songs. It's hard to get a song that's going to be like a legacy thing that you remember forever. It's like that. But from a first-time listener, I'm not getting that yet. But yeah, but they're still good. They're still very good songs. They're not bad at all. Okay, so that was opening number 11. Okay, number 12 sounds like it's going to start off with a singer, which is different. So, ooh, we got an acoustic guitar. I like it. I like it. Very uplifting. Okay, I like this a lot. There's like a synth going on in the background that's like building while the guitar player is just keeping the strum going. Acoustic guitar, very cool, very different than what we've heard so far. Singer is awesome. Really heavy front mix. I love this already. I think this is the most vocal processing I've heard too. This sounds like it has the most effect. But this is where I think it fits, whereas in the other one didn't. There was so much going on and the singer just wasn't really able to stand out. Whereas I think this EDM kind of mix, the singer is doing it right. And I think it's because the music is also not clashing with my attention. It's allowing the catchy parts to stand out, and I'm assuming they're gonna pull it back a bit when the singer comes back. Yeah, so that there was like that catchy riff going on, and then when the singer came back, they stopped it. They didn't let him compete, which is good. Dude, that was sick. The thing that was like closing in as the guy was spinning down, that was so cool. Dude, what is that sword that guy's carrying? There it is. That's a good build up. I love it. It broke perfectly. It broke with him at this really high note, and then the energy level just slingshot. Kind of like, it's not monotone. That's obviously there's more going on than that, but it's kind of staying in the same lane though. I wish it broke out a little more, but for what it is, it's still not really moving the chord progression around enough. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. That was a cool song. I like it. I like it. So that's like the second EDM style song I think we've heard so far for Black Clover. Very cool. This one was definitely better than the first one, I think, for that genre. Very good. All right, last but not least, or maybe it is least. I don't know. Maybe it'll be least in my ratings, but I doubt it. I can't imagine the last song being bad. It's probably got to be pretty amazing. This one's opening number 13 called Grandeur. Hey, I actually know that word. Okay. I kind of like it. Oh, this is such an ending song. I can tell. It's just, oh, dude, this I can tell this build-up's gonna deliver. It feels so accomplished. It's such an accomplishment. I mean, this is how you properly end something, is with this vibe right now. This energy. By yourself. Yeah. Come on. Living yourself. I don't know what they're trying to say in English, but living yourself is not a coherent string of words. Yeah. I see what looks like a lot of French. Is this like a French version, or is there just like a lot of French in anime? Or at least in this anime. I don't know. Oh, that little piano. It's so catchy. Oh. That one got me hyped, dude. I like that one. I like that one a lot. I like Grandeur. I think that's up there with number 4 with me. I think it was number 4. Oh, I'm trying to remember. There were 3 that stood out to me. I think it was number 4, number 13, and what was the other one? Was it 6? No. 6 was the mix, right? Yeah, I remember that one. Maybe it was the mix. But I think 4 and 13 are probably my favorites. For sure, out of all 13. Anyways, there you go. We listened to all 13 openings for Black Clover. If there's anything else you want to see, let me know. I think Attack on Titan is going to be in the works. A lot of people have been asking for that. A lot of people have been voting on that one. So anyways, thank you for joining me today, and I will see you in the next one. Later. Peace.